What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Andrew Hates the Professor. I'm Noah. Andrew couldn't make it this week, but we'll find a way to move on. Uh, so for this video, I wanted to go over a different VV deck. The last video was more of the prowess, mid-rangey VV version. This is more based around Fear Missing Out, Prophetic Memory, Mako, Tersa Light Shatter, and it's more aggressive, more all in on Cauldron, runs the 4 Cauldrons, also runs 3 Voldaren Thrill Seeker to make just the combo kills out of nowhere. So if you get VV plus Thrill Seeker under there, you can really kill what feels like out of nowhere. I actually played this deck yesterday in a store champs at Haven Games. And I made it to the finals. Went 4-1, split with a friend. So we're gonna sell the City of Brass. If anybody wants a foil Bujerba floating city brass, let me know. I know someone who has one. Yeah, so this is a deck that I feel a little bit less confident in. I played it a lot less than the Planisphere Storm Chasers talent version, but the deck really, really impressed me yesterday. So I think this is something that I'm going to try out more often. If you pay attention to MTG Goldfish, which you should be doing because it is an incredible resource if you want to get better, just seeing what decks do well, what they're doing differently than others. This has been winning more than the Storm Chaser talent version. It could be just people copying because it's MTGO results mainly, and most of the time they just copy paste and then fire a challenge. So it could be just a goof where people don't feel like making a new deck or whatever it may be. But we're gonna run this through some games. I think we're gonna do three matches again. I got some good feedback from the first video. I'm gonna try to talk less about the more uh, obvious things like playing Spire Bluff Canal as your first land, yada yada. And I also moved my face cam so it's not covering the lands because that was the first thing I noticed when I rewatched it. I was like, oh my gosh, there's an hour and 15 minutes of not being able to see my lands. Alright, so it looks like we're against some sort of aggressive deck. We're just going to pass. Hopefully they play like a challenger, Emberheart challenger, so that we can torch that. And I'd be happy to exchange 1 damage to be able to kill a challenger. Plotting a slick shot is scary. We're just going to use the mana though, kill the Swift Spear. Into the Flood Maw is a nice pickup. Probably going to FOMO, discard a FOMO. Helps us get closer to Delirium too. Hopefully we don't take too much damage from this slick shot this turn. Bolt Wave. Okay, so this is more like burn than mono red. Burst Lightning. Okay, so we're taking a chunk. We're taking a chunk. That was a pretty good pickup. We do have to take a damage to cast it though, which does suck. Thanks to this River Pyroverse Shivan Reef land situation we got going on. Sweet, another one of those. So we have to discard a non-land to deal the damage. Cauldron's the thing doing the least right now, but it does have the highest upside. It also gives us Delirium. We're gonna play Shivan Reef, attack for 4 probably. And they've only got 2 cards in hand. So probably like some number of Bolt Wave, maybe a Burst Lightning, passing with 4 mana. I really wish I could stop taking damage from these lands, but here we are. I'm actually gonna FOMO instead of profs, just because it does save me 1 life. Am I discarding profs? I think so. Because we have a pretty reasonable clock outside of it. I just hit for 4 again. Profs plus FOMO does work extremely well, though, because that'll make profs trigger twice, because this is at the beginning of combat, and FOMO gives an additional combat. That definitely helps add to the killing out of nowhere aspect. So we're holding up 2 points of interaction with a Flood Maw and a Torch, so if we don't get burned out, I think we should be fine. Maybe they're flooding a little bit. Emberheart Challenger. We're obviously going to block, see what they do. It could be a Witchdoctor Frenzy. Alright, well, we're just going to kill Challenger. Still pretty okay with what's going on. I just really want to draw. Alright, well. Oh, this is best of 1. My bad. My bad. We're going to queue up a best of 3 now. That's my bad. Best of 3. I played a best of 1 to make sure my face cam was working. I guess I just didn't switch it back, so my apologies. So, what was everybody's thoughts on the bans? Monstrous Rage, Emberheart Challenger, Up the Beanstalk, Corey Steelcutter, Hopeless Nightmare, This Town Ain't Big Enough, Abuelo's Awakening. I think all the bans were good. I think Vivi might still be too good. Not with his hand. I think that... Okay. We'll play on hard mode this game, that's fine. Yeah, there's Cauldron. Mako, sorry Mako, not really the time for you. So here, I normally like to FOMO first. I'm probably going to FOMO ditch Torch the Tower. Sucks they have cut down. Well, probably going to still ditch this Torch. If they bat us, it's going to be super annoying. Swamp starting town, huh? Okay. Well, it's not looking good, folks. Winter Night Stories, I guess. Discard FOMO. So now we got Delirium. Winter Night was a good draw there. Unholy Annex. Okay. We want to find a Flood Maw sooner as opposed to later. FOMO, discard of Profts here. So our next turn is probably playing 2/2 drops. So I don't think Spell Pierce is going to really fit into our curve, what we're wanting to do next turn, so I'm going to bin that. Archmage the drops would be bad. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm not dead yet, so we'll just keep playing. Vivi, okay. So what I can do is 3. No. I can go to combat. Profs put a counter here. Then Winter Night costs 2 mana. Yeah, okay. We'll just play the Mako to try to do something next turn. Mako's great because it puts counters on itself, so you don't have to use a Cauldron activation to put a counter on it. This is probably a pretty bad matchup if I were to guess. Okay. So what we're gonna do? Start off with a. Yeah, it sucks we have to tap this FOMO, but I think we just have to. Discard Vivi. They're not F6, which is unfortunate. So they're probably holding up some sort of interaction. I mean, they passed with 4 mana open, so. And they're mono black deck. Shoot Sheriff. I'll make blue, red. Resolve. Winter Night Stories again. Decline. Discard this and this. Okay, so that's 4 mana there. So we can, and this, how many cards have we drawn? Okay. I want to play this Thrill Seeker out, I think. Oh, they don't have no colored mana, so that's good to know. If we can live to get a Thrill Seeker under this Cauldron, I think we actually have a really good chance of winning. So we will play for that, I think. Red, red, blue, blue. Use a blue and a red. Resolve. Put counters here. That has a VV ability. Blue. Yes. I'm going to discard this Thrill Seeker. Probably don't need more than that. Go to combat. Put 12 counters there. And submit. So we can bounce it now and then still hold up a into the flood on their turn. And then we can play a VV out, because sure, why not? And yeah, so that was a pretty impressive turn. I was feeling pretty dead. They're turbo dead. If even like a Gix's command, still, I think they're dead if there's Gix's command. This was a mold of 5 too. Granted, we got pretty lucky drawing those 2 Winter Night stories. Those definitely helped unmulligan us. Mako also pretty excellent there. They're probably thinking, oh my gosh, how did I lose this game? Gix's command, you're dead, you're so dead. Okay, so I'll sack this to deal 12 to you. Then you lose 2. Then I Cauldron, Thrill Seeker. Put that on there, go to attack, stack for 4. With Tersa's ability, just in case it wasn't enough. Then we sack, kill you. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Okay. Well, let's go. So, Let's see what we don't want. Torch probably not great against them. Dragon Hunt I think is like probably the weakest card in the deck, but you probably just have to play it. It's another thing that draws discards. There's definitely some synergy there, but uh, I'm never really blown away with it. I'll say that. Draconotic's Engineer can help with us grinding a little bit because of its exhaustibility. Just get one of these under a Cauldron. All of our things with counters can make a 4/4. Scorching Shot. Scorching Shot's kind of awkward because their big demons are 6/6s, so it doesn't really hit them the way we want it to. Curiosity is probably pretty good. Stroke's probably good. I do like the idea of unable to scream against them, but so unable to scream noticeably. If you unable to scream a demon, they have an annex out, then it's still a demon and it'll still gain them life and lose you life. So that's something to keep in mind. I think Thrill Seeker. We'll take one Thrill Seeker out because we're bringing in two other things that are good with Cauldron. I could see Tidebinder, but I don't know. Spell Pierce might be a little sussy. But on the draw, I think it's fine keeping a 1 mana card instead of bringing in a 3 mana card. So, well, that was an extremely impressive game there. Mold of 5, cut down, exile Thoughtseize us, kill spell, and we still killed them on, what, turn 5, turn 6? Alright. This hand needs a discard, a way to discard a card. And then we're off to the races. Another cut down. Oh, they're black-white. So that's why they're playing Starting Town. I guess that makes sense. Black-white demons. Asking you shall receive. There's the discard. So here, I think playing Cauldron is actually better. So play Cauldron, then next turn we go Mako, FOMO, discard Vivi, or Engineer, and then we have two creatures that can activate. So we're going to go. They're not F6'd anymore, so that's a bummer. So this is 4 mana to make it. We're just going to Vivi and then go from there. So we got something. What you got? Alright, so we're going to target Vivi. One of our things is going to die. Probably FOMO's dying. So they're going to target it, though. Yeah, so we could play Draconotic's Engineer, which I think we're going to do. Yeah. It's awesome because this can just naturally put a counter on itself with its first ability. Alright, they got Archfiend. That could put up a problem. We're gonna Tursa, discard a couple lands. Hopefully draw the best possible. That'd be cool. Or two more lands. Well, that's not a land, but you know what I mean. I would have liked to have discarded this, I will admit. Play this. It's so funny that Cauldron's other ability of using mana of any color to activate abilities comes up because I just always forget it has that ability. Because there's like 2 paragraphs. This is just a Yu-Gi-Oh card. There's not really a point of doing this now, so I won't. I think I'd rather just this engineer be dead, like in my grave. So I don't really want to play it out. Because this command would be not horrible, but it would be pretty bad. Instead, we can Cauldron and put a counter on the dinosaur dragon. We're gonna take. No. They just basically can't attack, which is kind of awesome. Because, like, an R3 not attacking is actually a clock for them, which is pretty freaking sweet. Mako, not exile the FOMO, obviously. Round tap. So this can make mana, but it can't do anything else. See, so here's one of those places where we have mana, but nothing to do with it. Honestly, I kind of just want to attack this Draconotics Engineer just so it dies. So I'm going to. So, noticeably, we sided out 1 Voldaren Thrill Seeker, 2 Engineers, and so if this was an engine, or if one of these were the Thrill Seeker, they'd probably just be dead this turn. That's something always kind of important to note, of if you side a certain way, you know, which one would be better in this scenario. There's no really reason to, yeah. Pretty stoked about that. So now we can just make so much mana and so many dragons. My graveyard, expert. So they could have a removal spell, or they could just have priority because of their man lands. Red, 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 red. Mixed dragon. Red, 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 red. Dragon. Red, 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 red. Dragon. Just make sure we've made all the dragons we can. I do kind of want to play this out. It's kind of a bummer we don't have the mana to really activate it here. I think with these sort of decks where it plays like FOMO, Tursa, Winter Night Stories, it's hard to decide whether you want to play a land or you want to hold lands in hand. And I think this is one of the places where not playing the land is better because we already have so much mana, and if our entire board gets wiped, we have bigger problems than like having one too few mana. And I think next turn they might just be dead to a swing out. They block this, they take 4, 8, 12, a billion. Basically a billion. Plus or minus like 999 million. Some. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Well, that was kind of a clinic. Engineer won the game eventually, but Thrill Seeker would have won the game probably that turn. Okay, I beat up on whatever the hell that was. You guys been playing any store champs? The City Brass is actually a lot more expensive than I thought it'd be, but it's probably just the Final Fantasy tax of collectors. City Brass is like also like a pretty good card. It's no Urza Saga. That was by far the best store champs promo we've had ever by a lot. This ain't good. Got the Wandering Rescuer or whatever the hell it's called. So forest, since we drew an untapped land, I'm just gonna torch this and not try to find out what's going on over there. Anybody else like right click on these to see if they have flavor text to read them? I love the flavor text of Magic cards. None of a wad of white albs. Now are we killing this with Glacial Dragon Hunt? No, I don't think we are. I think I'm gonna FOMO discard Dragon Hunt because the odds are whatever they play off of this can't get Dragon Hunted. It's probably like an X4 or bigger. So its usefulness is probably waning. What the hell does this card do? Search library for up to basic forests. Okay. So it's like cultivating. Alright, well, they're gonna play some ginormous fatso, probably. So we're gonna win tonight, try to find some action. I'd probably consider that action, yeah. We're one away from Delirium. We need land, enchantment, or artifact. Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Okay. Actually, I think Jim Davis posted like some mono green deck. I wonder if that's. I don't know if it was playing that Omen creature, but it's quite possible. Mako is like just such a freaking sicko draw here. So good. This will take us one away from Delirium, but like who cares? So we can make 3 mana. Winter Knight is 4 mana. Probably just gonna we'll Winter Knight from hand, I think. Blue. Yeah. Props would be good. I'm gonna keep Thrillseeker in hand, just discard a couple like shitty little lands. So I get 2 more triggers on Mako. So I could like play land, use mana from Mako, play Thrillseeker, get 3 mana back, but then I don't really have a use for that mana. I guess I could Winter Night Swords again. Yeah, I like that. And I'll use blue, red. So dragon hunting wouldn't honestly be that bad, but we'll rest. Well, this one's gonna get bigger. This one's probably this one. Another cauldron. I'm not discarding FOMO. I'll discard Shivan Reef, Cauldron. That should give us Delirium for whenever we're trying to kill our opponent. And we have 1 mana floating, just like we drew it up. We Winter Night Stories, but I just want to get a FOMO down, I think. Discard an island. And the next turn we can probably just kill them with this Thrillseeker. Like sack. And then Thrillseeker under Cauldron. I don't really know what their deck's doing. Playing against 2 kind of non-real decks. which is kind of a bummer. Dude, who the hell cares? What's going on? Should we BM our opponent? Let's see what I have. I got lands, am I right? Nice. Should we nice deck our opponent, or should we wait? I'll wait for now. I mean, I don't even think we really need to do anything too special, because it's just 3, 10. Okay, I guess we have to keep doing some. This. Oh, we have so much mana. It's so sick. Alright, so we're gonna make red, red, red. Just like shoot them. Thrill Seeker, put it on Tursa. Tap Tursa. We're gonna write stories, because, yeah. Alright. Our opponent survived without a nice deck. With a nice deck BM, so they should count themselves lucky. Maybe I deserve that. Okay, mono green, ramped, standful stroke, probably good. I don't even know. They got a dragon hunt. I got nothing. Alright, well, yeah. Kishla Village. 4 mana, Surveil 2, huh? And it's always tapped. It always enters as tapped for them because they're playing mono green. Okay. Just making sure I understand that correctly. This is a good card. I don't know if it's good in their deck, but it's a good card. FOMO, discard, torch probably. Since I didn't play Land Where I was on 1, it's probably not going to be any more relevant than that. World Wagon, that's another good card. Turris is probably going to discard like a Flood Maw and this tap land. I would have liked to have this profs down before the Tursa, but this one's kind of innocuous. We'll do this one. It's not too BM, but seven, 9. They're not dead yet, but I'd be lying if I said they're not close to dead. Nissa, okay, that's okay. We're seeing maybe their deck was just terrible last game. This Eldrazi. Ooh, they could have Sire of Seven Deaths. That's something to kind of keep in mind. Yeah, 5 mana next turn, 6 mana. Let's see what they do with this attack. We can't just bounce this and attack, because if we go to bounce this, they just crew the World Wagon. I think that's just we come out on the bad end of that trade. So now if they crew, okay, okay. We have to make sure we're not dead. So they have to pay 7 mana for this to come in with enough loyalty to ult immediately. So we're good there. I'd love to draw like Winter Night Stories next turn. Oh, 2 mana, yeah. We're still like nowhere near dead this turn. I never really knew what that emote was supposed to be. Is it like I'm angry with your deck, and so I'm gonna show you this or is this like, bleh, it's just your deck is so gross. Bleh. Okay, well I was right about the Sire. This Cavern, we might lose the Sire. I'll play Vivi, I think. We could pay 7 life to bounce this. Ward pay 7 life, yeah. And they can block one thing, and they take 7 to 4. Yeah, I think maybe that's just what the plan we're on. And they have to block 4, 8, 10, 11. Yes, they have to block. Yes. I think since they did that, we're just going to swing with the 2/4 powers. Because if they don't block both of these, we can just cast 2 non-creatures and Vivi will kill them. I'm pretty happy with this trade, I think. We really do need to find an answer to this Sire, though. 3, 5. Oh, we can't cast it. They can't cast this. Okay. They can only cast this off the mana they got from the Esper. Okay. Okay, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better about it. And did they miss a land last turn? I think they did. Auto tapper leaving up the cavern. Very smart auto tapper. Very good. Very. I mean, good for me. I mean, I only have 3, 4 damage. That definitely gives me more damage. I don't really know what they could have, but they definitely have something. Because they're getting priority. It's probably like heritage reclamation or something. That'd be my guess. We have delirium now. So green, colorless. Does this kill them? If this dies, 5, 6, 9. Oh. Oh no, 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 I like this. So I have multiple creatures, so it doesn't. That's my only artifact. I just really feel like it's heritage reclamation. And what's the best way for me to play around that? I'm gonna play this. I don't know why. I don't have really a good reason for that. Kind of on Vivi. Okay, well. Quickly hit him nice. Oh! I couldn't hit him with a nice deck. Damn. Bad beats. Okay, well let's try to play against a real deck. That'd be super sick. Alright, so I think the first deck we played against was fine. Second deck we played against was expensive because it played Sire and Cavern. But I think it was still like felt like a Walmart deck. Felt like a Walmart deck. Hands gas. Alright. Okay. Okay. Now we're talking. Let's see if we can beat Demir. One drop's really good. It's really, really, really important against Demir, it feels like. We're gonna so we're going to FOMO here. Discard one of these Profts. Hopefully they don't have Mastermind, that would suck. Okay, they don't. Let's go. Drown is probably also bad, but they can ninjutsu anyways. Oh, the block. Okay. Okay, well now it's getting hairy. If we get Kaido'd. Hopefully this is them mauling like, no, my third land, no. Hopefully. You know what? I just have a feeling that's what's going on. Never mind. Never mind. Not what it was at all. Preacher is good. Not quite as good as Kaido, but I'll keep land so I can go like Vivi Torch next turn. Well, I can go Vivi Double Torch to kill the Preacher if I need to. Getting a little chilly. Well, so now they have Preacher Kaido, which is pretty tough. Hopefully they mine us so we can torch the Kaido. That'd be cool. Okay, well. I mean, there's worse things that could happen to us. It was pretty great for their tempo, but... So, yep, it's gonna go Vivi, Torch, Kaito. Yeah, Torch can hit Planeswalkers. Somebody I know did not know that. I just need to keep their board as clear as possible. I mean, this Vivi's probably dying, and then I will probably die quickly after that. Yep, okay. Spell Pierce not being super impressive here. This fear of missing out has been stunned since the second turn of the game. Demure moment for sure. Bat, okay, well my hand sucks, so I mean, take whatever you want. Yeah, the draw is definitely pretty solid. I'm okay scooping. I'm okay scooping to that. Alright, Demir. So, we want barrages. Scorching Shot for Preacher's good. Tidebinder Curiosity. Unable Scream, no. Stroke, no. Negate, no. Spell Pierce, no. Engineer, maybe. Engineer, maybe. Let's see. I'm going to take 2 Thrill Seekers out because I think the combo kill is maybe a little bit. Is just going to be too hard against Demir. I'll take some profs out. Dragon Hunt's pretty solid. They're probably going to bring in some number of Ghost Vacuums. Spell Pierce was just terrific there. And the Flood Maw is also not particularly impressive. I'm actually going to take out 1 Vivi just because it getting cut down is just so backbreaking. I'm not doing 61. Put in 1 Engineer. 2 Engineers, 3 Cauldron. Because Engineer can at least make flyers by its, like, just casting it. But I feel like I want as few dead cards as possible in this matchup. I'll play first. Super reactive. I'm going to keep it. It's classic land spells, so. They kept 7, unlucky. Don't you dare play a 1-drop. Stupid, dumb opponent. Playing a 1-drop. We can try to gather some information from what they take. Probably gonna, so they have a Preacher that we need to, I'm actually just gonna cycle this. Dude. Okay. Okay. Not loving my situation here. Okay, Siren. Means Tursa's not getting drowned, which is nice. Tursa. Okay. Okay. So they're valuing, or maybe they have a Shieldred. So if they do have a Shieldred, we want to do this first. So we don't really want to Winter Night Stories into a Shieldred if we can avoid that. I will discard a creature. Torch this. So we do have some good resources in the grave. Once again, this whatever they took Scorching Shot for is going to be problematic, probably. Probably problematic. This is just probably going to discard. There's going to be a Curiosity or something. I'm just going to discard this tap land. If I draw a 2-drop, I want to be able to play it. Can't flash anything back. I don't know what's going on over there. Demir is pretty prone to flooding. Maybe there's flooding. Okay, well. I mean, that was just a straight sweeper that they didn't get like the infinity for one Gix's command normally is, so. Profs, try to hit like a creature would be pretty sweet. River Pirate Verge also, it's not good. Oh, don't Spell Pierce me. Okay. Huh. So I have a Thrill Seeker. I'm gonna discard Land Cauldron, I think. I mean, it looks like they kept a super reactive hand. So this is good because we can play this. They'll probably think, oh, they're just holding up for Dragon. But it's going to be Curiosity. So, do I want to just get the... So, I'm actually just want to... Kind of want to... Oh, or... Oh, dude, this stuff. So, I can put a counter on it, fizzle the cut down. I just don't really care about this living, though. I'd rather just get the 4/4 out of it. Could you get Tidebound? Tidebindered? Okay. I feel like we've had a lot of good exchanges for us. You know, the Winter Night Stories being card advantage. Dude, how many... What the hell is going on? Oh, I can't kill the Soulstone Sanctuary. 5/5 Soulstone Sanctuary is going to be annoying. What the hell is in their hand? I have no idea. Hardcast Kaido. That's going to be a fucking big ass Soulstone Sanctuary. Oh, it draws a card. Okay, well, that's fine. If I'm them, I'm probably just ticking up. But maybe they just need something to do. So this can be kind of regardless, but this can. So we'll Winter Night Stories first, I think. Since this Kaido's dying regardless, we're just going to discard the Tidebinder, I think. Okay. Getting Drownered, yeah, whatever. Alright, we're going to kill this Drowner because we really don't want this Curiosity to get shuffled away. The Soulstone's a problem. Yeah, yeah. Okay, well at least this missed. Dreams of Steel and Oil there would have been so backbreaking. Oh my god, that would have sucked. Okay. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, and then we can't do anything else. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're still in we're still in kind of a pickle. This Draconox Engineer, if it doesn't die, it can check this Soulstone Sanctuary. Another Drowner would just be nightmarish, but it's been a really good game. Really back and forth, feels like. We got 2 for 1 a couple times on Gix's command. Kaido was a 2 for 1. Okay. So we'll Tursa. Discard these 2 lands. They got something. We've went through a lot of our deck. Vivi, Dragon Hunt, tapping Tursa. No, it's gotta be the 4/4, right? Yeah. Hopefully I draw like a shitty non-land that I want to discard, not this FOMO. We are living quite precariously. Kind of probably should have went on VV there. I'm not even attacking. Oh my fucking god! No! If I discard the FOMO! Okay. We're not dead though. Okay. Woo! That was big. That was big. Okay. Wow. Okay, that was fun. Do I want to change how I side? Maybe one more Flood Maw. If they dropped a Shieldred or a Preacher that game, we're just so boned. Maybe that's why we need to bring in some Unable to Scream. Vivi was not particularly impressive that game. Curiosity also did actual jack shit. But I got drowned a couple times, so like I guess name a creature that's like gets Tidebound a couple times. This is so Tidebinder's worse on the draw, I feel, because being able to Tiebinder them ninjutsuing is really important. Being able to shut off Kaido is good. We didn't see a Curiosity. We saw half their deck. Dragon Hunt was pretty okay. Man, I just want to submit 61 here, but... What is the 61st worst card? Man, be able to unable to scream that Soulstone Sanctuary would have been funny. But it would have been a 2/4. Could have 2 counters on it. One end of scream. Okay. Locking in. Panicking? Well, you're going to be panicking whenever you lose this game. You're going to be, oh, I'm panicking. That's how they got their name. They just can't handle defeat well. Okay, well, this hand's pretty fine. No torches, like no interaction is tough. It's like the complete opposite of our first game or second game. We didn't see a Fairy Mastermind in that game either. I don't know if there's anything to really be gleaned from that. Maybe they just didn't see one in the top half. That's bad. That's very bad. For that reason, I think I'm going to play this FOMO, try to dig for something to deal with that. Probably fine. Discarding another Verge. Yeah. So if we get Kaido or Preacher, we're unhappy either way. Would I trade FOMO and Torch the Tower for this Preacher this gives them? Yes. Come on. Damn. Okay. I'm gonna play Engineer, hold up Torch, I think. Yeah. Oh, with the same life total. It's suboptimal. I try to, like, block and torch, but it's so bad if they have cut down or... Oh, God. I think I have to torch this fucking Spyglass Siren. Just so I don't get ninjutsu'd. Because if ninjutsu a Preacher, I'm kind of stoked about it. No blockers. No balakes. Okay, well, good for us for not blocking and torching. That would have been a nightmare. Oh, God. Okay. Thank you, Lithium Barrage, for... God. Okay, so we can Thrill Seeker onto FOMO. Attack and sack, which is just so fucking bad. Wow. Okay. Profs would be a good draw, because then we could Winter Knight plus Profts and still not be able to sack. Never mind. Okay, so two X5s that we can't deal with. Very good. We're going to have to Winter Knight. Oh, it's not looking good, folks. maybe we are the one that's panicking. And we drew 3 lands. Okay. So, yeah. What's something funny we can do? Much obliged. Yeah, I mean, they played 3 things that were X4s or higher, and we just couldn't really answer them. We also didn't have enough good enough board. They were on the play. So, overall, I think our last video we went 2-1 as well. We kind of got cheesed our last round, though, against Mono Black. We got 3 for 1 with by Filigree Silex. The Spell Pierce in the main was kind of sus. I think if I was to change the sideboard, add some Obliterating Bolts. I mean, we didn't draw Scorching Shot or Unable to Scream there, which would have helped. Curiosity was questionable. Engineer was fine. But yeah, overall, pretty happy with how that went. Glad it didn't go how that last match went at the Store Champs. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. I appreciate you watching. I hope to do some more of these. I'll be on a work trip this week, so there might only be one video. I have to say like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm. I do actually have to. I signed a form requiring me to do that. If there's any friends you think would like this kind of content, let me know. I'm still looking for feedback and criticism on anything I can do better. This is Andrew Hates the Professor. I'm Noah. See you later.